All right, hi guys, welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, hey girl, I'm Aryn. If you're not new, thank you for coming back for another video. Today, I just wanted to take some time. I need to go take some pictures for Instagram because your girl be deserting Instagram. But I need to take some pictures today, so I need to get ready really quick. Actually, I need to be on the move like in the next 30 minutes. That's probably not gonna happen, the next hour or so. So I figured I would just sit down and film this look. I was supposed to film a similar look not long ago, but I just haven't been feeling like, I don't know, you just know in your spirit when it just feels right for you to do. I didn't feel it, so I didn't want to just throw something together. So also, I did start my face. I got rudely interrupted a second ago, so I just had to start this whole freaking video all over again, but it's fine. That's why I look super smooth and stuff like that. But anywho, I wanted to do kind of like a chit chat, get ready with me, just about something that I've kind of been reflecting on while I've been in quarantine and had some extra free time on my hands. Just something that, you know, personally affects me, and I know it affects a lot of people. So yeah, I figured I'd just talk about it while I get ready. Hopefully I don't make this video too long because girl, I'm always late, and I'm late even on my own time. So yeah, we'll hurry up and get this video out the way. If you haven't already, please subscribe to my channel. You're already here. Like this video if this is something that you like to see, and please ignore the sun trying to play me, y'all. I don't know why it's in and out every time I try and film, but I'm trying to get my lighting together for my videos, so hopefully it's better. We're getting better. But yeah, turn your post notifications on too so that you know when I upload. Right now it's always Sunday, but eventually here soon I'm gonna start uploading a little more frequently so you guys have some more content from me. So I'm gonna stop chatting because I really do need to get out of here, y'all. So I'm just gonna get into the look. All right, so today I'm going to be using this cute little palette. This is from Ace Beauty. It's the Quintessential palette. This is what it looks like. It is super bomb. Like, I would literally use every color in here. I think I have used every color almost, but yeah, I think it's a really good just like basic palette where you have some pops of color. You have your transition color, you have a dark black, and you have some nice shimmers in here too. So I like this palette, and it's black owned, so girl, what you doing? Also ignore all the oil marks. I'm a shiny girl, so I just leave my mark everywhere I go. But the topic that I want to talk about today is a topic that I think a lot of people kind of avoid, particularly people who have gone through it. Oh, also I'm using the Maybelline 24-hour, the Super Stay Full Coverage in the shade Coconut. Ignore my jank packaging, it's dirty, but you know, it is what it is. But I just want to talk about insecurities because I just feel like that's something that people are so hesitant to talk about. And you know, I think it's easier to be transparent about these things, especially when you're getting to know somebody, because it's an important part of your life and everybody has them. And I don't think that people should feel bad for being insecure about certain things. I don't believe that someone loves every single thing about themselves. Like, there's always something, even if it's small, that people don't necessarily love. That doesn't mean that you don't love yourself, but there are traits and characteristics about us that I think it's okay not to be 100% happy with. And you know, I think, like I said, transparency is key, especially while we're young, while we can expose these things for ourselves. I think that it helps us in the long run not feel like we can't talk about it. I think opening the door for people and for future generations will kind of break the taboo of talking about stuff that you're not happy about. And I think that's perfectly okay. So I guess I'll go to, I just stabbed myself in the ear with my earring. Oh my gosh. But I think I'll go back to probably elementary school. For me was not amazeballs, particularly when I was in like 6th grade. 5th and 6th grade is kind of when things got a little rough. So I was always a smart kid, you know, like kind of a nerd. I like to read. I always did my homework on time. I wouldn't say I was like a teacher's pet, but like all my teachers liked me, and that's just how it always was for me. Y'all, I'm trying to lay my edges, but girl, yeah, my edge control also be trying to play me. But yeah, I think that's when I started to kind of get picked on. I won't say that I was like actually bullied, because I don't think that I was bullied per se. It wasn't like a persistent thing, but that is kind of when I started to, you know, look at myself a little different than I was before, you know, you start to become kind of a target. I'm about to go in with the e.l.f. Hydrating Camo Concealer in the shade Deep Caramel, and I don't really like concealing, so I usually use this pretty sparingly. I don't know why, I just really don't like to conceal. But yeah, I think probably 5th grade is when I kind of started to get picked on just a little bit. Like, it was just kind of like the small things that like people would just say, like kind of small things, and you know, it would kind of like bring you down a little bit. But I had friends, and it kind of helped lessen the blow of those things. 6th grade, I feel like, is for us, where I went to school, 6th grade was still elementary school. So it wasn't quite like the middle school mean girls and stuff like that. It was kind of like, you know, boys picking on you for having a big forehead, or for me particularly, I have big lips. So, you know, like one boy thought it was so hilarious to call me Jay-Z's daughter. Like, first of all, you're corny. Second of all, you're corny. But, you know, back then that hurt my feelings, because I feel like nobody like talked about my lips and stuff like that until then, and then it just became a continuous joke between like him and his friends and all that stuff. So for a long time I was super unhappy with, you know, my black features, like my forehead. That's when I started to wear bangs all the time. And girl, now the 5 head, she's out to play, she's out to stay, period. But back then I wore bangs. I don't know if I have any pictures, but I might try and find some pictures of my little stingy bangs that I used to wear, thinking I was covering up something, and really I wasn't. Oh my gosh, this lighting though, like, make up your mind. I used to Google ways to, and I'm letting my concealer dry down just a tad, just so that it can kind of stick a little better. But this one, this hydrating one, it is, it dries down pretty quick, so you don't have to wait super long. But yeah, I used to look up ways on how to make my lips look smaller. Like, honey, I used to be on YouTube back then, like trying to change these features about myself. My nose, that was a target for a long time. Like, people used to always make fun of my nose, my nostrils, how big it is, all that stuff. Like, that was something that I could never get away from. And even, you know, people used to say stuff when I was in high school, like pretty infrequently, but middle school, in that 6th grade transition, pretty much every black feature that I have was a target. So, you know, I became super quiet. I didn't want to talk to anybody really, except for my friends. I really did not ever check for any boys, because I just assumed that none of them liked me and they thought I was ugly. And you know, like, I was just gonna be a target if I was putting myself out there. Like, you know, I was already not the popular kid. I didn't have the cute clothes. My grandma, bless her heart, my grandma picked out my clothes. So if you can imagine, I was not the most fashionably intact girl. Like, I had nurse shoes and all that stuff. So I already wasn't like a popular kid that had these features. I was pretty, you know, like a square, I guess you could say. And I tried to keep to myself, but somehow I became a target. These features became a target. and I just kind of went into a shell. Like I already wasn't like super out there and everything, but that just really made me closed off and insecure about things that I now consider so beautiful, and I'm so grateful for these features. But yeah, back then, girl, no, I did not like my lips. I did not like anything about anything. But yeah, that kind of sets the stage for the insecurity talk. And back then, I didn't want to talk to anybody about those things. Like, I was so embarrassed to talk about somebody calling me Jay-Z's daughter. Like, I didn't want to bring that up to like my mom or stuff like that. So really, they probably to this day don't even know that that's what I went through in school, because I kind of just like turned into a little turtle and avoided people like the plague. And fast forward to, I would say high school. High school was not bad for me. One, I'm going into my Fit Me concealer, I'm going into my Fit Me powders. I'm using medium deep and I'm using dark. I know that seems like a weird jump, but it's a nice shade mixed together for me, so I just kind of make my own custom shade because I can't find one in the Fit Me that really works for me. And I like to dab my sponge off and then press it into my face so that I don't look like Casper by the time I'm done setting my concealer. Fast forward into, yeah, we were fast forwarding into high school. I joined a dance team, so that helped me so much because I got to be around other girls, created a sisterhood. It was like, you know, super helpful for my confidence to be a part of that team where I could thrive with girls who were going through the same issues, and I could make friends, and we kind of stood up for each other and took care of each other for the most part, I would say, like my freshman year. But I still had so many underlying insecurities that like we just didn't talk about. Like back then, you just kind of like hope that nobody else brought them up. Like you hope that no one's gonna say anything about your nose, or no one's going to talk about your forehead. Foreheads were still not in style when I got to high school, so you know, you just kind of hope that no one noticed, and yeah, that's what you did, and you just didn't bring it up. So now I'm about to go into my BH Cosmetics. I just got this and it's only like $7, and I kind of really like it. Like, I'm not a huge contour person, so I'll use the bronzer the most in here, which is this middle shade, but you have a contour shade, a bronzer, and you have a highlight shade. So I'm gonna go into this middle joint and throw that all over my face to warm me back up again. And I'm using a big fluffy bronzer brush, and this is from Real Techniques, and I actually really like this brush, and it's cheap and all that. Hold on, y'all, because this lighting, I can't. Okay, so sorry, that was like really distracting me, but yeah, you still had those underlying things that you were going through and things that you just want to change about yourself. And I feel like if I had someone back then to talk about these things, like, you have your friends and stuff, but like you don't even want to expose yourself to your friends. Like, it's just low-key embarrassing back then. And you know, if I had someone that, or if I could go back in time and tell myself to talk about this with somebody, I wish that I would have, because it would have been so much better, so much easier on me moving forward. But I did have my friends, my best friends I met when I was on the dance team. So, you know, of course, I eventually had them, and they kind of helped me out, and they took care of me. We took care of each other and all that stuff. So that helped. But I guess moving forward as an adult, those things still kind of sting a bit. Like, you still have things that you don't talk about, and you know, I feel like it's just a part of being a girl, and I feel like it's a taboo thing that I wish that we would break down and we could be open and honest with each other about. Like, there's certain things that I wish that I could change. Like, honestly, if I could get that BBL girl and put my stomach into my butt, I would do that in a heartbeat. I feel like you should be able to do things that make you happy, make you feel confident, or whatever. And people should be a little more sensitive to people's feelings and stuff, and know that like, just because I'm exposing my demons and the things that I'm battling doesn't mean that I'm, you know, any less confident or love myself any less than I do. Like, there's just certain things that I'm just not 100% in love with. I did fall in love with my lips, so that has changed. I fell in love with my forehead. You know, I love my nose, my Negro nose. Like, I do love it. Like, I learned to love my black features and things, but everybody hasn't done that, and I feel like that's okay. So I'm talking way too much, y'all. I need to hurry up and put some eyeshadow on my face. But I'm going into that quintessential palette, and I'm gonna go into cinnamon, which is just a good transition color, and I'm gonna pop that bad boy. No, hold on. First of all, we need to put some eyebrows on, because, girl. I'm gonna go into my Maybelline Ultra Slim. It looks like this, in the shade, why am I holding it so awkward? It's in the shade deep brown, I believe. And yeah, I've gone much lighter with my brows these days. But yeah, I feel like one thing that really helped me through those times was to, one, channel makeup. Makeup really like took me away from that space where I had like a really bad day at school, and I didn't want to be around anybody, and I didn't want to talk to anybody about those things. Like, if somebody said something mean to me, like, there was this boy who used to always talk about my nose and say that my nose was dark and big and stuff. And like, those days that happened, I went to makeup and I started like watching YouTube, and, you know, just fell in love with it. Like, it was just like my escape. It was my way of dealing with things. But I really wish that I would have went back and told myself, like, one, you're beautiful, because you are. Two, these features are a part of you, but, you know, they aren't necessarily you. Like, when you start getting acne, it's a part of you, but it's not you, you know? It's an extension of you. I wish that I would have like hyped myself up back then. Like, this is gonna pass, you know, they're gonna be in your inbox trying to get with you later. Because they do. You know, like, all those people that pick on you, they think that you're cute now, and you can tell them to go to hell because they made your school life miserable or whatever you want to do. But I wish that I would have went back then and, you know, kind of just talked to myself and hyped myself up. And I feel like I do a lot of that now, because I do have insecurities now. Like, I don't have perfect skin. My skin does whatever the hell she wants to. It's very hormonal. I get acne still. You know, I do have some chub, so I don't have the snatched Instagram body. I'm a little on the round side, but, you know, like, you have to accept those things. You have to, like, say either you change them and you do, or you can't, and you learn to love them. And, you know, I think that's what I've done now, and I still use my coping with YouTube, and that has helped me quite a bit. But I think that being able to talk about those things openly and freely, and especially amongst other women, it just hits different. Like, it just feels like, you know, you have someone who understands what you're going through, and you don't have to keep all of that stuff bottled up inside of you. So, you know, I really wish that we as women would hype each other up more, and, you know, be there for each other, and create a space, whatever your space is, where you can talk about these things and be open and honest, and cry it out if you need to. Like, I cried to my best friend if I'm feeling down about myself. Like, I cry to my sister, you know. And I think it's okay. It's okay to be insecure. It's okay to have insecurities. It's okay to not love everything about yourself. Because, girl, these girls out here that act like they do, I guarantee you there is something that if you brought it up in an argument, they would go off about, because it's an insecurity of theirs. They can pretend like they're perfect and they love everything about themselves, but really, there's something, girl. So don't feel bad. Oh, I went back into that e.l.f. hydrating concealer, and I'm just cleaning up my brows. Now I'm about to go into cinnamon, but you know, I went back into the depths of my brain just because, you know, that's been on my mind, and I guess the older I get, I did not put concealer on my eye. Oh my gosh. See, this is what happens when I get to talking. I start doing crazy stuff and forgetting who I am. Like, what? But I just went back into the trenches because I feel like that has made me into the woman that I am today, and able to accept my insecurities and make fun of them. And you know, when I break out really bad, I say I look like a sausage pizza or whatever. I understand that it ain't cute. Trust me, I know that it ain't cute. And if I could change it immediately, expeditiously, I would. But since I can't, I'll make a joke out of it and I'll go on about my business. Like, it's, until you can change those things, I think you have to be able to joke with yourself. You have to be able to look back and see what's the root cause of my feelings for this. Like, why do I hate, not hate, but why is this, you know, something that upsets me so much? Why, you know, what's the root cause? For me, it goes back to elementary school and middle school. And now I can laugh it off. Now I can say, like, look at me now. Now I can say, okay, I'm not perfect. I'm not the thickest, but girl, I'm getting there. But I'm not the most snatched. I have jelly rolls. I have, you know, my stomach looks like a hamburger when I sit down. I have, you know, sometimes I get pizza face if I know my period's coming, because I will break out like nobody's business. Yeah. You have to be able to do that. You have to be able to accept those things, accept the things you cannot change, and change the things that you can. And, you know, at the end of the day, I know that about myself. I know what I need to do. I know that I started going to an esthetician to kind of help with my issues with my skin, to kind of balance it out so I don't have these ups and downs with it. And that's all that you can do. Like, just try your best, but love everything about you. And yeah, you'll be fine, girl. We'll get past it. We'll be Gucci here soon. And then people are not gonna be able to say nothing, period. I'm about to go into my, I'm gonna go into, I'm gonna do, if I do both. I'm gonna go into Mandarin, which is this orangey reddish shade, because I feel like it goes with my dress. And I'm just gonna pop that on my lid. This is very soft. It's not gonna be like a cut crease. It's not gonna be anything super dramatic, but I feel like, one, it's very a very user-friendly look, and two, for what I'm going for these pictures, I just really needed something soft, subtle, cute, but you can tell that I have makeup on. You know, be picking up when I'm putting anything on. Okay, now I'm gonna go into the shade Bergamot, and I'm gonna pop a little bit of that on my inner eyeball lid. Okay, now I'm just gonna go back into cinnamon and dust some more of that on my outer crease, just to make sure that, or my crease, just to make sure that everything is blended in together and it's not harsh or anything like that. It's very soft and pretty. lastly, I'm gonna go into Jasmine, which is this shade up here, and I'm just gonna pop a little bit of that on my inner corner. Okay, that was not a little bit. Okay, I'm about to put on some lashes and then I'm gonna close this thing out, y'all. All right, guys, I basically finished my face. This video was getting super long, but like I thought it would. But I just popped some lashes on and did some, what is this called? Lower lash line, no. Mascara on my lower lashes. I also put a little bit of like a dark brown in my crease because I felt like it just needed a little something. I don't know, but yeah, now I'm just gonna put some of this, I don't know, NYX filler. So first of all, I didn't realize that, why do I keep doing this? I don't know, I didn't realize this was a filler lip gloss, but your girl don't need no filler. Your girl already has the big plumpish lips. But I'm just gonna put some of this on because it does have a nice gloss on it, and I don't wanna wear lipstick because I just feel like my eyeballs are enough. But anyway, I hope you guys enjoyed my first video. I am just gonna keep getting better with these as far as like talking, recording stuff, and as I kind of learn about, I just realized my door is open. I hope it has not been open this whole time, which it probably has. But I hope you guys enjoyed kind of just chatting, being pretty honest about kind of like how I feel and things like that. And I hope we can continue these conversations moving forward as I learn to kind of do my makeup while I talk. But I hope this is something that you guys enjoyed. I hope that you guys come back for another video. If you haven't already, again, girl, subscribe, like, leave me comments too. Like, let me know if you guys like this type of stuff, and I will continue to film them for you. So yeah, I really have fun doing this. I need to get out the door though because it's getting late and your girl is still sitting here with no clothes on. But I will talk to you guys next time. Bye.